Well, hello and welcome to Al Rayyan in Qatar. We're at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium as Al Rayyan play host to Iranian champions Persepolis on match day 5 of the AFC Champions League Elite West Region League stage. What a beautiful setting this is, a modern arena, of course, built and updated for the World Cup in Qatar. And at the halfway stage, Al Rayyan find themselves in the top 8 qualification spots, but Persepolis are lying just outside. Both teams, it's fair to say, will be looking to improve in the second half of this inaugural league stage, having produced one win between them from their combined opening 8 matches. Well, after defeats in their opening 3 Champions League Elite games, Al Rayyan finally got some points on the board with a 1-0 win at Paktakor in Uzbekistan, a victory that saw them move to just a point above tonight's opponents, who are still looking for a first win after a 1-1 draw at home to another Qatar Stars League side, Al Gharafa, last time out. It is in fact a 3rd successive Champions League Elite match for Persepolis against opposition from the Qatar Stars League. Well, a perfect setting, 24 degrees centigrade, a warm evening. The pitch looks in great condition in this pristine stadium as the two sides prepare to come out. It's fair to say the domestic campaign for Al Rayyan has gone very differently to the last one, when they were challenging for a 9th QSL title before eventually finishing as runners-up, just a couple of points behind Al Sadd to qualify for Asia's top club competition. But after 10 games this season, only goal difference separates Al Rayyan from the relegation zone. It has been an awful start to the season, 3 wins and 6 defeats from their opening 10 games. Well, Persepolis lifted their record 16th Persian Gulf Pro League title last season, and they're going well again domestically, just a point behind the leaders Sepahan after 10 rounds, but they do have a game in hand, so their title destiny still very much in their own hands. Same can't be said at the moment, though, for qualification for the last 16 of this competition. Has been a poor start. The form hasn't been great. They've not won for 2 games in all competitions without scoring either since a 3-1 win against Jahol Darul Tazim in this competition. Form simply has to improve for the Iranian champions. On 3-0 at home to Mezsungnan last Thursday in the Hazvi Cup. They weren't in action at the weekend, so they've had a couple of extra days to prepare to Al Rayyan, who were beaten here by Al Shamal in the Qatar Stars League. Another goal for their Brazilian striker Roger Guedes. Had them on course for victory, but they conceded twice in the last 7 minutes. Well, Persepolis fell at the group stage of this competition last season. They did finish 2nd in their group, 6 points behind Al Nassr, the Saudi club, but didn't make it through as one of the 3 best group runners-up. 2 wins, 2 draws, 2 losses in 6 games. Inconsistent form, and it's been an inconsistent start this time around in the new league stage, where the top 8 is the target to make it through to the knockout stages. East and West split into 2 leagues of 12, and Persepolis just a point behind Al Rayyan and their countrymen Esteghlal, who are currently in 8th spot. Al Ahly of Saudi Arabia, with 5 straight wins, have confirmed their place already in the knockout stages from the West, and the Saudi Pro League clubs lead the way, holding the top 3 positions in the West region. Al Rayyan have scored in all 4 of their Champions League Elite matches so far. The home form, though, hasn't been great here in all competitions. They've not won for 6 games here, 4 defeats and 2 draws since a 4-2 win against Al Shahaniya in September, the end of a 10-match winning run at home and 13 games unbeaten. And they have lost their last 2 Champions League Elite matches at home, both of them to Saudi opposition, Al Hilal and Al Ahly, both winning here. They had won their last two here in this competition. Prior to that, though, against Istiklal and Sharjah. Their only wins, though, in the last 11 Asian Champions League games, or Asian Champions League Elite games here. 8 defeats and 1 draw. Both teams may come into this feeling the other one is there for the taking. One thing is for certain, both teams desperately need the 3 points. After 3 straight losses, it wasn't looking good for Al Rayyan. But that victory last time out, picking up their first 3 points and bumping them into the top 8. Shows that one win in this format can make a big difference to your hopes of qualification. It is a 5th relatively recent meeting between these two. The previous 4 have all come in the Asian Champions League. Persepolis winning 2 and Al Rayyan just the one with 1 draw in the previous 4 meetings. The sides make their way out. Are ready to go in this wonderful setting, a stadium that holds about 45,000. Match day 5 of the AFC Champions League Elite. Persepolis won by a goal to nil at Golgahar in their last away game to end a run of 2 away losses in a row. They've actually lost 3 of their last 5. Can they put that right this evening? Al Rayyan make a couple of changes from the win in Uzbekistan on match day 4, with Hamid Mahajna coming into the defence. Uruguayan Francisco Ginella is on the bench, so Mohamed Surag is handed a start in his place. Left back Hazem Shahata is a miss tonight for Al Rayyan, but all eyes will again be on the Brazilian striker Roger Guedes, who scored twice in the Asian Champions League Elite this season and hit 7 in 10 games in the Qatar Stars League, in what is, let's be honest, a struggling team domestically this season. Charge tonight is Fu Ming of China. 2 captains, Abdelaziz Hatem is the armband for Al Rayyan, and Vahid Amiri is the captain for Persepolis. Persepolis have rung the changes since match day 4, with 5 in all, 4 of them coming in a reworked midfield 5. Hossein Kanani comes into the defence with Lucas Xiao and Masoud, the lightly holding midfielders, with Koda Banalu Farshad operating further forward. Centre forward Ali Alipor returned to Iran after 4 years in Portugal for the start of this season. He and right back Farshad Faraji have scored Persepolis' only 2 goals in the Asian Champions Elite so far. Just 2 scored in their 4 matches. Defensively, they've not been too bad, conceding just the 4. So a 3rd successive match against the Qatar Stars League side. They were beaten at Al Sadd by a goal to nil, the Qatari champions. Drew 1-1 at home with Al Gharafa on match day 4. So it's Persepolis who get us underway in the league stage of the West region of the AFC Champions League Elite. Match day 5, just 2 points taken from their opening 4 games so far. Persepolis, Al Rayyan on 3 points after 3 straight losses, and then a win last time out. Al Rayyan in the red and black, Persepolis in the changed all-white. The Iranian side have an early free kick, a foul by Hatem. Ziani, the Georgian, in the centre of the Persepolis defence. All over the top and headed away by Amaro. Mahajna clips it forwards. Persepolis on the front foot almost immediately here, as Lucas Xiao tried to find a way through. With the touchback, the ball fed in, and Trezeguet heads it behind. Trezeguet's been a fantastic servant to the Egyptian national team over the years. He's actually on loan from Turkish club Trabzonspor, the now 30-year-old. He's played 80 times for Egypt. Taken short. Headed away by Amaro, the Portuguese centre-back. Persepolis enjoying a lot of the early ball. Clipped across to the back post, and Faraji should have done better with the header. He's frustrated with Lucas Xiao for getting in his way. Plenty of space here for Bahed Amiri to deliver the ball. Faraji lined up the header straight off the back of the head of Lucas Xiao, the Angolan international. It's Yunus Ali in charge of Al Rayyan. Hatem. Not going yet, Al Rayyan. Opening 2 or 3 minutes has seen plenty of the ball for Persepolis. Here's Kanani. Ziani. Forward towards Alipur, who made the run, well covered though by Mahajna. Abdulaziz Hatem. To the wing to Naji. Sent it in early, but Ziani was there to clear it away. With the throw, touched on by Guedes. It's going to be a free kick for Persepolis. Straight through the back of Lucas Xiao. It was clumsy from Andre Amaro. Got a Bandaloo with the ball out to Mohammadi. Sliding in with the challenge. There's Naji again. Persepolis throw. Faraji. Early headed opportunity when he Popped up the back post. Attacking right back, Farshad Faraji. Mohammadi steps away from Surak. Surak looks as though he's starting on the right wing, and Ashraf Benchaki, the Moroccan, has gone more central. He played on the right side of the attack in the victory last time out against Paktakor in Uzbekistan. As with the little flick, he was fouled though by Kalaziani. Piece of Brazilian magic from Roger Guedes. Kalaziani was part of the Georgian squad at Euro 2024 in the summer. It's just 7 caps for Georgia. Kanani. Guedes beaten to that by Conor Bandaloo. It's time to think about that, see if there was any advantage. Going for the free kick. Both players had eyes on the ball in fairness, but Conor Bandaloo certainly caught the Brazilian before the ball. Time for Al Rayyan in 2023 from Corinthians. He had a decent scoring record in the Brasileirão, 36 goals in 87 appearances. Was at Shandong Luneng in China for 3 seasons prior to his return to Brazil. Amaro. Hatem. Not too long on the ball though. Taken away by Vahid Amiri. Now Farshad charging forwards, well covered by Naji though. He's hurt his ankle in that challenge by the looks of it. Whether he just twisted it in the turf or there was a connection there with Farshad or not, but he's in a bit of trouble here, the Al Rayyan right back. Ziani makes his way forwards. Amiri, the captain, with the throw. Wasn't the best defensive header in the world, punched away by Paulo Victor. Throw for Persepolis. Top scorer in his first season in the Qatar Stars League. Roger Guedes with 19 goals for Al Rayyan. He was overall 3rd top scorer in the league. It's Conor Bandaloo. Not the best ball though to Faraji. Little touch from Farshad away from Surag. That's where Murad Naji hurt himself. Guedes. Under pressure from Ali. Ali did well there, Guedes. It's not the penalty area that he naturally enjoys playing his football, but got himself out of trouble. Here's Guedes again. To Trezeguet. Faraji backing up. Guedes. From Hatem. So lively, Guedes. He wants the ball the whole time. Abdelaziz Hatem wins it back for Al Rayyan. David Garcia. Spanish centre-back with 3 caps for Spain. In 2023, he's 30 now in the latter stages of his career. Spent 10 years with Osasuna, playing 280 times. The switch to Al Rayyan for the start of this season. Ziani. Quick turnaround between match days 5 and 6, both teams in action again next week. Persepolis home to Iraqi side Al Shorta, and go to Al Wasl, the UAE. It's Bandaloo. Faraji with a space for Alipur, who gets the cross in early, looking for Lucas Xiao. Farshad trying to pick up the pieces. He stayed down in the Al Rayyan penalty area. And the challenge came in as Amaro was looking to get it away. He's won the free kick. Farshad is going to need some treatment. A foul, in fairness, from Lucas Xiao. He's all over Amaro. On, and then Farshad was certainly caught on the ankle by Surak. The shot is a free kick in the end to Al Rayyan. Frustrating night for Juan Carlos Garrido, who is watching from the stands this evening. His assistant and the goalkeeping coach taking charge of the match for this evening. And it doesn't look as though he's struggling to get his instructions on, the 55-year-old Spaniards. Signed a 2-year deal at the start of this season. Solid header by Faraji. Sharkey with the control. Cleared away by Kanani. Hatem picks up the loose ball, but not for long. Taken away by Farshad, who seems to have recovered okay. Here's Kanani. Flips that one over the top. And the chase on here. Paulo Victor coming out. Getting a bit of space in the wide positions. Persepolis. Combination of David Garcia and Paulo Victor to close the door this time. They do have a corner, Persepolis. Farshad will take the corner. Faraji has stayed up there. Behind by Nagy. Farshad. Played into the penalty area by Masoud and comfortably grabbed by Paulo Victor. Here's Hatem. Seen so much of the ball in the central areas. Abdelaziz Hatem. Qatari international with 122 appearances for the Qatar national team. Joined Al Rayyan in 2019 from Al Gharafa. entire playing career in Qatar, the 34-year-old. Here's Mohammadi. Farshad. But he went charging by him. Farshad at the second attempt manages to release the left back here. Naji getting back to him. Good work by Mohammadi. Good block as well by Murad Naji, who's had to be busy down this near side. Milad Mohammadi and Farshad have both been lively for Persepolis. Both of their league stage away games so far, the Iranian team, the 2 points they've gained in those 1-1 draws have both come at home. Farshad with the outswinger. Depth on it as well. They had a back into the danger zone, and Persepolis lead. Farshad Faraji. Well, the right back was furious with Luka Shao when his header deflected off the back of his own teammate's head, but this time there was nobody in the way. And it is the Iranian champions who strike first after 16 minutes. It is the right back, Farshad Faraji, who gives them the lead. A first away goal in this season's competition for Persepolis. It was the header back across that did the damage, and then the leap of Faraji, so impressive to get the better of Andre Amaro. Needed to put all the power on that as well. It was coming down from a fair height. That is a terrific header. Firmly off the forehead and past Paulo Victor before he could do anything about it. It's Al Rayyan 0, Persepolis 1. And should they win here, Persepolis, they would move on to 5 points, 2 ahead of their hosts this evening. And Al Rayyan facing a third straight home defeat. In this league stage, you can ill afford to not pick up the points at home if you do want to make it into the top 8 in the knockout rounds. Kanani. It's been a decent start though from Persepolis. They have looked the more lively team, the more dangerous side. Al Rayyan look like a side who have been struggling for results not only in this competition but at home as well in the Qatar Stars League. Faraji. Gashao looking to get on the end of that, but it's one back now by Farshad. He starts on the right, but he's been all over the place in this opening 18 minutes, Farshad. Really lively start from him. Gvelaziani. Here's Mohammadi. Away by Gvelaziani. Amiri helping it on to Farshad as Mohammadi outside him. It's back with Amiri. Foot in from Hatem. Al Rayyan looking stretched again, and the shot driven in by Masood. And now Mohammadi sliced right underneath that. That's a goal kick for Al Rayyan, and a bit of respite to the pressure that's building from Persepolis. There's the goal again, the header back across from Ali Alipur, the centre forward, finished off by Farshad Faraji, the right back, who produced a centre forwards type header. The Persepolis fans celebrating. Beaten narrowly by Al Saad on their last trip to Qatar in this competition. Al Saad, the QSL champions. Here for Paulo Victor. This season with the club, Paulo Victor, he was at Al Ettifaq in Saudi Arabia for a couple of seasons. In Portugal prior to that with Maritimo. Goalkeeper who began his career with the great Rio club Flamengo, played 94 times for them. He's 37 now. But his throw. He may well have spotted a handball in there from the winger. Off the arm. Guedes. He's drifted out of the game in the last 5 or 10 minutes, Roger Guedes. Here's Hatem. He's very much central to everything that Al Rayyan do. Amaro. Hatem. By Dessar, the Belgian. Nagy. Again. Now Dessar. Onto Surag. And Surag, the youngster, looking to make a name for himself this evening. Just 3 times in the opening 10 games of the Qatar Stars League this season. His chance from the start in the AFC Champions League Elite now. Touch on from Lucas Xiao. Continues his run forwards. Now Mohammadi. He's got him behind, has pulled it back behind Lucas Xiao. And then the turn and shot from Ali Alepor. Here's Hatem. Persepolis continue to look the more dangerous side. Hatem, Dessar. Good switch of play from Dessar out to Mahajna. Now Guedes. He's looking for options. Doesn't have a lot of help. He's going to have to go alone, Guedes, and in the end fired the ball across under pressure from Faraji. Overly happy with the start that his side have made so far. Really troubled Alexis Guendouzi in the Persepolis goal. Mary beaten to that one though. Hatem in turn beaten to the ball, but the loose ball finds its way to Murad Nagy. Dessar to Hatem. Now Guedes, so adept at finding space where there seems to be none. Here's Trezeguet, in behind for Guedes, and that was an important foot in from Kanani to a corner for Al Rayyan. And that's what they want to see more of, Trezeguet and Guedes linking up in the attack. Aziz with the corner. Swinger headed away by Faraji. And that would have been spectacular had it found the target from Murad Nagy. Got hold of it too well. Azar. He was being fouled though. David Garcia, the player who's down. Yeah, took an arm to the face there from Lucas Xiao. Certainly wasn't an elbow, but still pretty painful for David Garcia. Tim Aziz. Surag running into trouble and losing the ball. It's a Persepolis throw. Ziani did well. Fed up towards Lucas Xiao. Unable to hold on to the ball. Guedes with the touch off for Trezeguet. Tried to attack Kanani, who did well, but here's Guedes, who fancies it from there, and it's beaten away by Alexis Guendouzi. First significant attempt on target from Al Rayyan. There didn't seem to be anything on, but Roger Guedes showing his goal-scoring prowess by taking on the shot. The Algerian Guendouzi equal to it. Didn't get hold of it at all well, but Guendouzi getting across, made the save, made a bit of a meal of it in truth. One of those horrible bouncing efforts. And he wasn't prepared to take any chances, Alexis Guendouzi. Keeper with a couple of caps for Algeria. He's one of the French contingent that plays internationally for Algeria. He was born in Saint-Etienne. Aziz with the ball in. Amaro. Julian Dezart, who's slowly but surely playing his way into this game, the Belgian midfielder. Now Guedes dropping off the forward line again. Ben Sharkey. Seen enough from the Moroccan midfielder, Ashraf Ben Sharkey, Al Rayyan. Put in by Masoud. Lucas Xiao. Masoud. Ziani. Hamadi. Now Farshad. It's interesting what Persepolis has done. Lucas Xiao looks as though he's playing as the centre forward, as the out-and-out target man, with Ali Alipour just dropping in behind him. Mohamed Kodabandalou is one of the holding midfielders with Masoud. Here's Kanani. Away by Guendouzi. Vandaloo beaten to that by Ben Sharkey. Roger Guedes just looking for that tiniest of spaces to unleash an effort at goal. Well closed down this time though by the Persepolis defence. Here's Guedes again. Certainly not one of those centre forwards who just waits for service. He makes things happen, Roger Guedes. Here's Naji. Aziz. It's another free kick, the Al Rayyan captain. Azar out to Mahajna. Amaro looking for options. Trezeguet's in space to the left, and Faraji to the right. Short instead. Oh, it's back with Desart. Andre Amaro. Oh, it's short from Trezeguet, and that's going to be a yellow card. David Garcia booked, but he has his Egyptian teammate Trezeguet to thank for that. It was a short ball, and Ali Alipour was going to be away. David Garcia knew it. He took the yellow card for the team there. First one of the night for either side. I'm sure there'll be a word in the ear of Trezeguet in the dressing room at half-time for that from David Garcia. It's Farshad. It's the kind of pass you expect, especially from such a top player as Trezeguet. Xiao has certainly given Al Rayyan something to think about. Takes up his position on the front post again. Amiri with another of those long throws. Paulo Victor got something on it. Touched back by Faraji to Masoud. Here's Mohammadi. Happy to go all the way back to Alexis Guendouzi and the Persepolis goal. A fairly comfortable opening half an hour. Just that one effort from Roger Guedes. Surag. That's out of play from Natem Aziz. He was looking for Guedes. Mohammadi's throw up to Lucas Xiao. Appearances, no goals from Lucas Xiao this season. Who was born in Lisbon in Portugal and was actually capped twice for Portugal, Lucas Xiao. An international for Angola. It's 4 caps for the African nation. Spent time in the Qatar Stars League playing for Salah, did Lucas Xiao. Naji's throw. On by Aziz. Guendouzi clips the ball out to Faraji. It's Alipour. Minutes to the break. Persepolis leading by a goal to nil. A strong start to the game, capping it with Faraji's goal on 16 minutes. Gradually improving. It's Mohammadi. It's going to be a free kick. The foul on Lucas Xiao. These two clubs did actually meet in a quarter-final group stage in the 1997 Asian Club Championships, the forebearer of the Champions League and Champions League Elite as it is now. Persepolis winning that one 2-1. Went on to finish top of the group that season. Rayyan finished bottom and went out. Persepolis, a club who have enjoyed AFC club success, winning the now defunct Cup Winners' Cup back in 1991. They were runners-up in that competition a couple of seasons later. Twice being been finalists in the AFC Champions League, losing in 2018 and 2020. Lost to Kashima Antlers, 2-0 on aggregate in 2018, and then to Korea's Ulsan Hyundai 2 years later. Mohammadi. Touch from Guedes. Good exchange with Surag, just too much on the return though from the youngster. Flipped over the top for Benchaki to chase. Ziani. Touch back from Kodabandalu. Launched by Kanani towards Farshad, who's done well. Naji unable to deal with that. Here's Amiri, gets the cross in. Now Mohammadi. Masood. Faraji in space. 4 in there in white shirts for Persepolis, but it's Atam Aziz, the Al Rayyan captain, who gets it away. Here's Masood. Mohammadi. Bandaloo. Now Kanani. Lost a lot of the impetus of that potential counter, Persepolis. All right, I'm back in formation. Faraji. Got a Bandaloo. Velaziani has Mohammadi outside him. Trying to the centre forward, Lucas Xiao. Here's Faraji. Masood. On by Alipur. It's a good ball by Alipur as well. Lucas Xiao is in the centre. And Amiri in the end, picking out Farshad, who lost his balance. He was onside, Farshad. Just cutting inside David Garcia to try and make the space, but you can see from that angle it would have been a tough ask from there. He lost his balance completely, but not to take away from a good first half, Farshad. It's been a constant menace down the left side and through the centre when he comes in off the wing. The move in the off-season from Sepahan, where he'd spent the last 3 seasons, to Persepolis. His 3rd spell in all with the club. Spent his career mostly in Iran as Farshad, but did have a season with Slask Wrocław in Poland. 2018-19 campaign. Kanani. Guendouzi. There's Mohammadi. Bandaloo trying to inject a bit of pace into the attack, but forced just to play it back to Mohammadi. Here's Velaziani. Now Kanani. Not too much pressure on the Persepolis defenders when they have the ball in these positions. Here's Mohammadi. Surag tries to close him down and did well. Naji forced the mistake there. It's Surag. Trezeguet showed too much of it though to Kanani. Now Benchaki. Atam Aziz. Benchaki. Turn, finds a bit of space and now finds Murad Naji. Naji with the cross in. Trezeguet was waiting to pounce. Here's Desart. Remember, haven't failed to score in any of their games in this competition so far. beaten here by Al Hilal, 3-1. 2-1 here by Al Ahly. 1-0 win at Paktakor in Uzbekistan last time out. And a 2-1 loss at Al Nassr. Their opening 3 matches all against Saudi Pro League clubs. And they came up short in all of them, albeit narrowly. Here's Amaro. Aziz, touch off from Trezeguet. Surag just trying to play Mahajna through. On back by Masoud. That was cool defending from Hossein Kanani. It's Milad Mohammadi. Space now for Vahid Amiri. It's Mohammadi, Amiri. Those 3, Amiri, Mohammadi and Farshad, have been terrific in this first half for Persepolis. Touch on by Kanani to Masoud. Kanani. Looks very comfortable in control of the ball. Saying Kanani, the Persepolis centre-back. 57 caps for Iran. There's Alipur. It's the best ball back to Faraji, but it's picked up by Masoud. Kanani. In his 3rd spell at Persepolis. He rejoined the club in 2023 from Al Ahly, the Saudi club, the one in the Qatar Stars League. His teammate Lucas Xiao knows all about playing in Qatar. It's Farshad. Mohammadi. It's gone the way of Persepolis. It's a neat little flick, and Farshad was nearly away. Julien Dessart did well. But Charki loses it, tries to win it back. It's Amiri who comes up with it, the Persepolis captain, and he was fouled by Surag, the referee playing the advantage though. Now decided, I think, that there wasn't a significant advantage. Lovely couple of touches and clear foul by Mohamed Surag. So 13th Champions League appearance for Al Rayyan, a 16th appearance in either the Champions League or its forebearer, the Asian Club Championship. They've never gone beyond the last 16 in the Champions League. Did reach the semi-finals though in the Asian Club Championship in 1991, which was their first ever Asian club competition season. They lost to Iranian opposition. Istanbul beating them 2-1 in that semi-final. It's Kanani. It was wayward. It wasn't the best touch though from Naji. Shad happy to see it out for a Persepolis throw. There's not been much in the game since Persepolis took the lead. The team have created a great deal since Faraji's opener. 4 minutes to be added on at the end of this first half, and here is the goal scorer, Farshad Faraji. Space here for Bandaloo. Galaziani. Kanani, and The goalkeeper, Guendouzi, had barely been tested in this first half. Guendouzi clips it forward again, looking for Lucas Xiao. Does well, holds up the ball again. And wins the throw off Hatem Aziz. Mohammedy's throw to the chest of Lucas Xiao, who touches it on to Farshad. Amaro did well though, defended by the Portuguese. They just can't keep the ball, Al Rayyan. No sooner do they pick up the ball, they give it away. Persepolis look the more measured side in possession. Farshad beaten to that one though. He's crowded out of it. Very poor with the touch off to Faraji. Here's Masood. Wasn't the best ball back, was it, to Faraji and Khalid Mahajna getting the foot in, the Palestinian international. Looks as though he's ready to go for his half-time team talk. Yunus Ali. 29 times for Qatar during his playing days, the 41-year-old. His first year in charge. Alipur turning into trouble. Here's Guedes. Naji. Now Desart. To go for the Belgium, so clips it out instead to Mahajna. Aziz. Now Amaro. Naji. Indeed, Roger Guedes is coming to involve himself in the play, trying to get something going. He's had Al Rayyan's only strike in anger in this first half. Chance here now though for Persepolis. It's clipped through the middle and David Garcia did really well to get there ahead of Alipur. Hatem Aziz. Guedes. Last chance maybe for Al Rayyan to get themselves level before the break. Aziz. They haven't won for 6 games here in all competitions. To go back to September for their last home victory. Before that they were unstoppable here, winning 10 in a row. Here's Trezeguet. The space to get the shot away. It was blocked by Kanani. Lucas Xiao. A wrestling match with Amaro, and foul goes against the Portuguese centre-back. And there won't be time to take it. Al Rayyan 45 minutes away from a third straight home defeat in the West region of the Asian Champions League Elite, courtesy of Farshad Faraji's first away goal for Persepolis in this competition this season. It would be a massive 3 points if they could see out the second half. At half-time, it is Al Rayyan 0, Persepolis 1. Welcome back to the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium in Al Rayyan in Qatar, the home side, trailing by a goal to nil against the Iranian champions Persepolis. Scored by Farshad Faraji on 16 minutes. Al Rayyan facing a third straight home defeat in the Asian Champions League Elite. Persepolis 45 minutes away from a much-needed first win after 2 draws and 2 defeats from their opening 4 games. Heading for third time lucky against Qatari opposition after a win and a draw so far. So Al Rayyan get the second half underway at the Ahmed bin Ali Stadium, trailing Persepolis by a goal to nil, courtesy of Farshad Faraji's goal. The first away goal for Persepolis on this season's Asian Champions League Elite League stage. Xiao colliding here heavily with his own captain Vahid Amiri. Goodness me. Feet were certainly high, and the thigh going into the midriff of his captain. It's a clumsy play all round really from Lucas Xiao. I think he's come off the worst. Desperately trying to get his instructions down the whole game. Juan Carlos Garrido. Certainly been about. He's coached in Algeria, Morocco, Egypt, Tunisia, Saudi Arabia, as well as at Real Betis in his native Spain, Club Brugge in Belgium, Villarreal in Spain as well. It's his 14th different club that he's been the manager of. Dugout this evening, in the stands instead. Mohammadi with the throw. The whole one in again from Vahid Amiri, who seems to have recovered okay from the collision with Lucas Xiao. Farshad. Free kick given to Al Rayyan for the challenge on Mohamed Surak. Victor doesn't look overly convinced, does he? It's an arm in the face of Mohamed Surak. Back on his feet again. The free kick had gone the other way anyway to Persepolis. No, indeed it is to Al Rayyan. Victor launches it forwards. Away by Faraji. Here's Guedes. Mahajna. Getting all the loose balls, Persepolis. Got a Bandaloo this time. Amiri. Here's Farshad. Mohammadi on the overlap, continues the run and was almost picked out by Amiri. Well defended though by Murad Naji. Here's Benchaki. Quite a night for the Moroccans so far, taking on Guelaziani. Does well to dig the cross out towards Guedes, but Faraji was there to head it behind for a corner. It's much better work from Ashraf Ben-Sharki. Faraji showing he's pretty adept in the air defensively as well as at the other end. He scored the only goal of the game so far. That's Aziz with the corner for Al Rayyan. Not a bad ball in either, and the header is off target from Andre Amaro. Found the head of the Portuguese centre-back, but he was always on the stretch. Brighter start to the second half, though, from Yunus Ali's team. Card coming out here. Was it for Alexis Guendouzi for taking too long to restart the game? Indeed it was. First booking for Persepolis. Garcia was booked for Al Rayyan in the first half. To the ball at the same time there, didn't they? Here's Trezeguet. Good challenge from Ali Port. Wanted the ball back again quicker than that. He's chasing around trying to win it back for Al Rayyan. Lucas Xiao beaten to it by Amaro. Here's Guedes. Two teammates to aim for there. I think the intended target was Ben-Sharki, but the Brazilian got nowhere near him and apologises for the lack of quality in the pass to the Moroccan. Header on by Faraji. Here's Ali Port. Xiao has gone down again. I think he's still suffering from the effects of that collision, you know, with Vahid Amiri right at the start of the second half. Referee making him aware that he will be adding any time on. Being ready for the stretcher by the looks of it. I don't think that he trips himself up there, doesn't he, Lucas Xiao? I don't think that was the problem, though. I think he's still struggling a bit from that collision with Amiri. His groin there. Magic spray will no doubt work wonders. Persepolis continuing at the moment with 10. Substitute being ready though. Mid Ali Shah. Amaro. Garcia to Aziz. Now Naji. Garcia again, Mahajna outside him. It's Guedes. He's playing centre forward come central midfielder, David Guedes. Here's Amaro. It's a good run by the centre-back, feeding it into Surag, who just couldn't get there. Alexis Guendouzi had it covered had he done so. positive play, though, from Amaro, and it's been more positive at the start of the second half. With the throw. See it coming short. A bit of a mess of that. It's a Al Rayyan ball now. Mahajna with it. Touch off from Benchaki to Guedes. Wins the throw. Trezeguet wanted it thrown quickly. It's gone back instead to Mahajna. Garcia to Amaro. Surag again going down under the challenge. It's a free kick to Al Rayyan. 21-year-old asking the referee about a potential yellow card there, which is never good to see. Aziz and Naji both over this. Into the second half, and Al Rayyan have certainly been the more positive team since the break. Aziz, Surag clips it in. Oh, it's a free header for Mahajna. It's a well-worked set piece. Lovely ball from Surag, and Mahajna was free in the centre of the goal, but couldn't direct the header anywhere other than straight at Alexis Guendouzi. Faraji's header down, the foot in from Mahajna. Here's Faraji. Again by Conor Bandaloo. One back by Aziz. Persepolis will be aware that Al Rayyan have scored in all 4 of their Champions League Elite matches so far this season. Here's Guedes. Fires it across. He's had a lot of the ball deep in the field as Roger Guedes. Really good news for Al Rayyan if he sees more of it in and around the penalty area. Aziz fires it across, and there is the equaliser from Ashraf Benchaki. And it has been coming. Much better from Al Rayyan at the start of the second half, and they've been rewarded with an equaliser from their Moroccan, who was very quiet in the first half by his own usual standards. But Benchaki has arrived in the game now, and so have Al Rayyan. Lovely ball by Aziz, and well, the Persepolis defenders were on their heels. Ashraf Benchaki was running into space, and that's a bullet header past Alexis Guendouzi. Al Rayyan 1, Persepolis 1. And Ashraf Benchaki keeps up the QSL team's record of scoring in every Champions League Elite match this season. 1-1. Let's not forget, Persepolis have not scored more than a single goal in any of their Champions League Elite matches this season. Twice they've drawn a blank away from home. The first half goal from Faraji was their first on the road. That winner packed a core on match day 4. Al Rayyan had 1 in 4 Champions League matches, including this season and their last appearance. And in the competition last season, Al Rayyan. Ali Shah is coming on for Lucas João. Change is Persepolis change. Ali Shah, who is the club captain, the 32-year-old, 81 appearances for Iran. Into the centre is headed away by Amaro. Now Ali Shah, immediately involved. Who would expect to be a regular starter for Persepolis, but starting tonight on the bench, Ali Shah. Now there's a bit of space here for Naji, for Al Rayyan, has Guedes ahead of him, and he didn't play the ball early enough, much to the Brazilians' frustration, who in the end, even had the ball gone through, would have been offside because of the hesitancy of Murad Naji. Just took too long, and he had run offside by the time he delivered it. It gave Milad Mohammadi plenty of time to get the block in. It's still a corner though. So he delivers this time. Ziani with the header away, headed on by Masoud. It's an ambitious effort from there, but an easy gather for Alexis Guendouzi. Mahajna's strike. Mentality has been completely different from both teams in this second half. Persepolis have either sat back or been forced back by Al Rayyan, but the home team have certainly been more positive. Need some positivity in their current run of form. It's their last three coming into this, all domestic games, since the win against Paktakor on match day 4. Paktakor, by the way, Al Rayyan's only win in their last 7 in all competitions. 5 defeats and a draw in that run. Flipped across by Kodabandalou. Mohammadi wins the throw. Looking comfortable in the first half, Persepolis, despite the lead only being 1-0. It's certainly not the case now. Al Rayyan worth the equaliser. Mohammadi, plenty of distance. The throw in from Amiri. To keep that in play. Trezeguet. Garcia had to get that right because Ali Shah was waiting to pounce. Faraji. The best challenge from Mahajna. Had the player taken down. Clear free kick for Persepolis. Faraji over it. Ziani. A pretty even contest in most aspects of the game, including the foul count too. Here's Ali Shah. He's certainly going to add something to the Persepolis attack. Very, very different proposition to Lucas Xiao, very much the target man. Ali Shah is on though. Ali Paul will now go through the centre for Persepolis. Different type of test for David Garcia and Andre Amaro. He did pretty well in truth against the physical presence of Lucas Xiao. But he wanted the return. It's Masoud instead. Mohammadi. Masoud. Put in by Dazat. Chance for Vahid Amiri. Well, one in. Trajectory this time, the header on by Faraji. Comfortably gathered by Paulo Victor. Here's Amaro. It's not a bad ball. Benchaki had a run at the centre-back Kanani had it found its way through. And have a free kick. He's been more of a nuisance of himself second half as Mohamed Surag quiet in the first half. Same can be said though for a lot of those in red and black. Aziz to deliver again. Captain who takes nearly all of Al Rayyan's set pieces. Good shape to that delivery as well, and once more found the head of Benchaki. And heading wide this time. The question was there a touch after the header? Seemed to go directly out off Benchaki, but a corner's been given. Amaro and David Garcia forwards. Swinger from Naji, no delivery. Two Persepolis defenders going for the same ball. Well, the match has completely changed since half-time. Certainly looking the more likely side now. Persepolis have offered very little in an attacking sense. Chance now maybe though. Here's the dangerous Ali Shah. Ali Poor ahead of him. Tazar getting back to help out David Garcia. And the foul by Ali Shah. Jumping into David Garcia. In fairness, made a bit of a meal of it. Here's Guedes. Masoud. Amiri bundled over by Mirad Naji. Wrestling match on the halfway line. Bandaloo. Velaziani. Farshad Faraji. Kanani. It through the middle. The header away by Amaro, taken down by Surag. There he takes it away though. Spoiling for a foul here, battling away, and he wins the free kick himself, Mohamed Surag, much to the frustration of Vahid Amiri. Surag had produced 3 or 4 fouls before he actually got the decision himself. Both players grabbing a handful of each other's shirts. There was about 8 or 10 fouls to choose from there. For both players from the referee. Free kick, Paulo Victor not taking it from the right place. supporters in unison doing their utmost to get behind their side, trying to eke out a second straight win that would really strengthen their position. Here's Trezeguet, clipped in behind to Benchaki, back across by Benchaki and put behind for a corner. Well defended by Gvelaziani. But they look a different side now, Al Rayyan. Benchaki is back on top of his game after his equalising goal. The movement is better, the intensity is better. Naji has a corner. Persepolis making changes though. Kazir is coming on for Farshad. Masoud has been replaced by Saeed Mehri. Here comes the Uruguayan Francisco Quinella. Surag, who is replaced. Corner. Oh, it fell kindly at the back post. Right off target though. It's a really good delivery. Even the set piece delivery has improved in the second half for Al Rayyan. Shah. Just touch off to the captain again, Ali Shah, who slipped the ball through. Paulo Victor's taking a chance here and he's lost the ball. Paulo Victor, the goal is open if somebody can get a shot away. Ali Poor with the touchback, and now Paulo Victor is retreated home. Here's Mehri. Kanani. 18 minutes to go. Al Rayyan 1, Persepolis 1. Dazar with the foot in. Aziz has released Roger Guedes here, who's trying to get away, and well defended by Hossein Kanani, who was simply stronger. Looked as though that was going to be the moment for Roger Guedes. Worked hard in every aspect of his game. The only thing he hasn't had this evening is a significant sight of the Persepolis goal. Had that shot from distance in the first half. Here's Trezeguet, cutting in as he likes to do on the right foot, but gathered by Alexis Guendouzi. The frustration building amongst the Al Rayyan supporters. Much better from them though in the second half. They've looked more like the team who finished runners-up in the QSL last season, rather than the side that's been floundering this campaign just above the relegation zone of Qatar's 12-team top division. There's Mehri. Kanani. It's Gvelaziani. Wayward Mahajna cutting it out. Here's Trezeguet now with a bit of space to attack. Aziz. Dazar. Oh, he got his toe to the ball there. The free kick's been given though. So the Belgians' frustration. Substitutes readying themselves. There was the Palestinian international Mohamed Saleh. Faraji. Kanani on to Graziani. Bandaloo. It's Faraji. To find their feet again finally in this second half. Persepolis being dominated for majority since half-time. They were deserving of their first half lead, but the second half performance certainly not on a par. With the touch off to Aziz, who spreads it now to Naji. They've got options here. Here's Benchaki. Flips it across towards Guedes. Well defended though by Kota Bandaloo. Persepolis have given it away. Played out by Benchaki. Naji looking to get the cross in. It's going to be a Al Rayyan corner. Hopeful of grabbing a winner. Just 2 of their last 11 at home in Champions League competition. 8 defeats. Make it 3-12, not with a delivery like that. Ali Alipur with the header away. It's Dazar. Now the counter-attack could be on here for Persepolis. They've got 3-on-2 if they play it right. And Aziz is going to be booked for that. That was cynical. He knew that Amiri was away and that he had to take drastic action. Abdulaziz Aziz. Amiri perhaps would have known it was coming and should have released the ball earlier because they were outnumbering Al Rayyan. It was a potentially really promising counter-attack. Still have the free kick. Substitute Mehri to play it in. Saeed Mehri. Headed away by Aziz, the player who gave away the foul in the first place. Shah with the corner. It's a whipped-in ball, and Alipur wasn't too far away from a significant touch on that. In fact, I think it was Faraji who scored the first goal. Alipur makes the run here. Yes, Faraji very nearly got a significant touch on that. Any touch, and they'd have been back in front. 14th corner of the game. The for Persepolis. Kota Bandaloo all the way back to Guendouzi. Delivery certainly wouldn't have been in the top 13 of corner taking in tonight's match. Through for Persepolis. Suddenly awakened again. Wanted it back, it's fed to Faraji. Now Mehri. Taken by Amaro. They look to counter with Janela, the Uruguayan. Trezeguet to Aziz. There's too much on that for Guedes again. Kanani is there. Cleared away by Alexis Guendouzi, only as far as Trezeguet though. And that's a free kick to Al Rayyan. Clumsy challenge from Vahid Amiri. changes afoot here. Amiri, he's been really lively, is going off. To be replaced by Saeed Sadeghi. Fourth change for Persepolis. To go, 1-1. You have to say now which way points might be going here. Zara and Aziz both over this. Mr. Zaru hits it. And it wasn't too far away. I think Guendouzi was concerned enough to fling himself across to his near post. Just skated wide. One of his better connections to Zara. To score in the Champions League Elite this season, but scored in the Qatar Stars League this season. 4-2 win against Al Shahaniya. Kanani, lovely little turn by Kvelaziani, but then ran into trouble. Here's Guedes. Numbers round him again. Kanani with the challenge, and Bandalou back to the goalkeeper Guendouzi. Faraji. Kicked over the top, but cut out by David Garcia. Both teams struggling to keep possession of the ball now. Persepolis have it back. Oh, goodness me. It's going to be a yellow card. Was coming. Hamid Mahajna. Third Al Rayyan player to go into the book. No attempt at all to chase after Ali Shah, just decided he was going to haul him down. They're under a bit of pressure with a Persepolis free kick. The player to watch. He's so dangerous in the air, but it wasn't the best ball in. Naji's header out. Pinned back here though, Al Rayyan. Throw away by Amaro. Bandalou. Persepolis must be thinking if only they play like this in the opening half an hour of the second half. Taking the initiative and forcing an equaliser. Sadeghi. Kanani. Lad Mohammadi with the touch out. Faraji. Sadeghi in support. He's taken up a wide position now, Sadeghi, and Ali Shah has gone into the middle with Ali Port. Ajna with the throw. Aziz. Difficult to fold his performance this evening, certainly his effort. Bounce getting the better of Ali Paul there, well defended by Amaro and well read is Naji. Ben-Chaki. Space now for Nagy. Mohamedi across, fed in instead to Ginella. The best delivery though from the Uruguayan. Space for Persepolis here. Paul is in the centre, but it's driven straight at Paulo Victor from the captain, Ali Shah. Decided to go alone. Maybe Paul may have been the better option, although there was a defender in front of him in the end. Here's Nagy. Aziz pulls the trigger, but straight at Guendouzi. If it stays like this, Persepolis will still be without a win. Would creep onto 3 points with only 3 games remaining. Sliding challenge from David Garcia. Point here would take Al Rayyan back into the top 8. They've slipped out of it temporarily thanks to the earlier results today. Match day 5. Did start the day in 7th. It's going to be a real fight for those top 8 positions. Cleared away by Paulo Victor. Oh, goodness me, that's not a good one. Dazar is down as well. It's a horrible clash of heads, that. Oh, goodness me. Ali Shah took the full brunt of the forehead of Julien Dazar. We're absolutely amazed if Persepolis as captain can carry on here. You can see with the collision his head split open instantly with the force of the header of Julien Dazar. And there'll be real concern here for Ali Shah, who came on and instantly livened up Persepolis' performance. Persepolis, a club who have been playing in Asian club football since the late 60s, 1969, when they first played in the Asian Club Championship. Because they have the better history of these two clubs in Asian club football, but finishes like this, Al Rayyan will remain above them in the table. Saudi Pro League clubs, as though they're going to be safely through. Al Sadd, the Qatari champions, on 8 points in 4th. If they continue, their form should go through as well. Al Vassal from the UAE. And what a fight for 6th, 7th and 8th. There's the opening goal from Farshad Faraji. 17 minutes in. The equaliser, another header from Ashraf Ben-Chaki, this time a perfectly timed run and header from the Moroccan. That is a horrible injury that Ali Shah has got there. Looks like a cut just above the eye. Having come on, no longer play a part. There's no way he can continue. Dazar can. It was his forehead right into the, just above the eye of Ali Shah. since Salmani is on. Under 23 international, Salmani. From Sepahan in 2023. Sadeghi whips the ball in. Sadeghi, header away by David Garcia. Here's Mehri. Sadeghi rides the challenge of Trezeguet, feeds it to Faraji. May fall for the substitute here, Salmani. David Garcia was beaten to that. Oh, goodness me. Very nearly deflected back in off Julien Dessart, and Paulo Victor reacted well. In a somewhat comedic way to concede the winning goal. Ziani, though, beaten to it by Paulo Victor. It's one of the worst clash of heads I've seen for a while, actually. 9 minutes to be added on. As a result of that, and a couple of other stoppages. Still time, though, for both teams to grab a winner. It makes such a difference to how the Western region table will look for whoever can score. Persepolis heading for their first point on the road. These two draws both coming at home. There's Nashi. It would be Al Rayyan's first home point as well, having lost 2 here. Here's Benchaki. Nobody forcing him out. Here's Dessart. Ginelli. Did well to pick out Nagy under pressure. There's 4 to aim for. Nagy delivers, and Trezeguet's header is straight at Alexis Guendouzi. Oh, he knows that was a chance. North African international's header to another. Gratefully gathered by the Algerian from the Egyptian. Eyeing the win here, Al Rayyan. Persepolis were eyeing the win as well, knowing the struggles that Al Rayyan have currently been having. Here's Guedes. Good work. Touched on again by Benchaki, and it was kind of under the feet of Aziz. It was a disappointing shot from their captain in the end. That expression hasn't changed all night from David Guedes. Is that headed chance again for Trezeguet? It's been one of those frustrating evenings for Al Rayyan's prolific goal scorer. Milad Mohammadi. 6 to go. Is there a match winner out there for either side? Persepolis attacking again, but it's given away. David Garcia, time to clear. Picked out Benchaki. To the Moroccan again. Nagy. Now Benchaki. Good touch from Benchaki. Guedes in support. Trezeguet as well. Trezeguet just forced wide by Benchaki's pass. Now Ginelli. Trezeguet. Benchaki with the touch off. Here's Nagy. And he hits it over the top. Guedes pointed where he wanted it, but Nagy went for glory. Truth was nowhere near finding it. The Al Rayyan right back. Faraji. Kazir with the touch off for Salmani. Here's Mohammadi. Cross straight into the hands though of Paulo Victor. chasing this one. Here's Kanani. Mohammadi. Given away by Salmani. And now a bit of space for Abdulaziz Aziz to use. Benchaki, well defended again by Gvelaziani. Hasn't put his foot wrong this evening, the Georgian centre-back. Mohammadi to Kodabandalu. Faraji. Sadeghi trying to get away from Mahajna. Fizzed across. Too much pace on it by Mehri. Now Naji. That's a wayward ball cut out by Mohammadi, who charges forward into the space. Kazir was in the centre, the delivery didn't come though, and now the counter is on for Al Rayyan. Both teams desperately looking for the winner. Here's Trezeguet. Roger Guedes, can he win it? Oh, just past the post from Roger Guedes. That was the game right there at the feet of the player that Al Rayyan would desperately have wanted it to fall to. First touch didn't help him, but when he clipped it over Alexis Guendouzi, you were expecting it just to nestle inside the post. But this time, it was just the wrong side. That is how close Al Rayyan were to all 3 points. What a fabulous passage of play that was, wasn't it? Persepolis looking like they were going to score, and then the break from Al Rayyan, and Roger Guedes really should have scored. It's been a terrific second half. Joshua Brenet is about to come on. A player who's capped a couple of times for the Netherlands. Handing his flag to the mast of Curacao. Benchaki off, the goal scorer. Second change for Al Rayyan. So Mahajna waits way. I think most of this stadium was on its feet at that moment, thinking that Roger Guedes was going to do it again for Al Rayyan. This goal put them one up against Al Shamal the weekend before the concession of 2 late goals. Header on from Trezeguet. Sadeghi. The counter-attack on here with Brenet. Naji. Sent the cross in, but Mehri did well. Midfielder getting back to clip it away. Ginelli. Here's Trezeguet! Oh, and it's deflected behind for a corner off Kanani. Well, they've certainly had their chances to win this, Al Rayyan, in stoppage time. Where's the defending there from Persepolis, allowing a player with such a capable striker the ball as Trezeguet, all that time and space. Got away with it as we move into the 100th minute of what's been an eventful night here in Al Rayyan. Aziz swings it in over Ginelli. Guedes got his head to it. Persepolis clear it away. Here's Desar covering. Paulo Victor. Header out by David Garcia. Sadeghi. Faraji did well to get the cross in. Oh, what a big chance for Alipur. And now it's Persepolis' turn to pass up an opportunity to grab all the points. It's a glorious chance. What, no more than 8 yards out for Ali Alipur. And he timed the header all wrong. Fabulous play by Farshad Faraji. Conor Bandaloo. Still we go on. Too much on that though. With Saleh leaving it for Paulo Victor. Looks as though neither side are going to get what they came for this evening. Aziz. Free kick Persepolis. Foul by Desart. And Al Rayyan are still without a home win in this season's Champions League Elite. Persepolis are still without a win. It is a third draw from 5 games for them, having taken the lead through Faraji's header on 17 minutes. Al Rayyan, though, levelling after a fine start to the second half from Ashraf Ben Sharki. And in the end, a draw, probably a fair result. Both teams still very much in the mix for the top 8, and both teams still have work to do in their final 3 matches. It's finished here. Al Rayyan 1, Persepolis 1.